to go and do one master's management in leadership or thereabout. Immediately he pulled down everything and he apologized that he's sorry and he's coming to Nigeria. He's going to make sure. It was later we realized that Gbajabiamila has been pushing student loan in the house since 2018.
Yes.
And nobody knew. So immediately Tinubu entered. Tinubu said, okay, let's launch this thing now, since we now have the power to do it. So he might be trying to, to do a damage control, but how much they give your office? Tell us, break and down.
And even the new presidents, I'm sure there must be some sort of renovation going on for him. I mean, he should give us all these figures. He needs to be transparent enough to do that. Damage control is in order, but please give us a figure. We want to know what the reality is.
Okay. But the truth is that the online blog that picked up this story, in every story there is an iota of truth. And what I think he should have done is just put it out the way it is. The APC government has been transparent enough to put out the budget, the figures, how they have the enumeration of how the budget is going to be, education sector, health sector. So if they are attacking you in particular now, you just have to come out that, okay, for my office it is not 10 billion, it is actually this amount. You don't have to bring it down that no, your office is not taking this, your office is not taking that. Of course we know that every office that has to work in this government will surely get something from the budget. So even though he's trying to be transparent, I think he is not transparent enough. But whatever it is, at least he has come out to clear himself.
He's trying to be transparent, or he's trying to do damage control.
To me,
I think it's damage control. Okay, to me,
really damage control.
It's damage control because how?
Because how? As in, when this 10 billion naira, let me even ask, okay, there's a particular amount of money he wants to keep aside to renovate. They are not going to pay those people that will renovate. And by the renovation self, I don't understand what they mean by renovation of office. What are they renovating inside the office? Is that what do they want to renovate exactly in the office?
Okay.
That's another question, because perhaps, okay, let's even assume that certain things had been damaged and you need to put those things back in order.
Security.
Yeah, but really and truly, how much will that cost?
Really?
What is the actual estimate for this thing?
Politicians don't score money. They don't know that this thing affects the way they pronounce billion.
They are padded.
You just
not really that this billion they are calling. They're not going to. Okay, let me assume that they want to renovate those. They will not pay those workers. I've heard stories of people working for all these politicians. They will not pay them. They'll be promising them that money is just going into someone's pockets.
That is, if the person in charge of that contract does not monitor. When I say does not monitor, if you give people government contract, you are supposed to monitor. You are supposed to know what went down, because I know that for a builder to get a contract from government, if not all payment, some payment would have gone into it. So the onion is on the person that got the contract. It happens to most of us. I can get a contract from a company and the company pay me 100,000 per worker for workmanship, and I decide to give the workers 50,000 naira each, thinking that, okay, I got this. It's on the person that got the contract. If the person does not pay, I don't think the fault is on the government side, because the person who got the contract must have gotten money from the government. That's my take on that. Anyways, it still boils down to us being Nigeria and being truthful people, because how will you get contract from the government? You are being paid, if not fully paid. Why won't you pay those that worked with you? That's greediness.
But let's not even, that really isn't supposed to be our focus, whether they pay the contractors, whether they don't pay the contractors. But it's really, that's their business. But what concerns us now, how are you spending our money? You need to tell us, and you need to be transparent enough and not think you're taking Nigerians as fools, because we are not fools.
How are you spending our money? Number one question, do we have the money? You have a budget to spend the money that is not available yet.
Yes.
Now you have a budget to spend the money that you want to go and borrow for the interest of the people. The money that you are supposed to use in developing the nation, you are using it to develop your pocket and the people around you. People, Nigerians voted for you. Yes, you, Your Excellency, with due respect and with total humility, you can't be using 9-point-something billion to buy tire now.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's on the news.
Really
the state house has embarked on 9.5 billion for purchase of tires for bulletproof vehicles, sports utility vehicles, operational vehicles, plane cars, and the construction of offices, complexes, special advisor and senior special assistant.
Please, let me cut you here. These figures now. Is it possible that someone check the price of one bulletproof tire so that at least maybe we are not just being...
They are not buying any bulletproof tire. We all know that one is...
Let me tell you, see, for every politicians that you see, rep, senate, governors, do you know how shocked I was when I figured that Abiodun was among the oil marketers in Nigeria and even happened to be their chairman?
No, but you didn't know that. He's the owner of Hayden now. He has always been the owner of Hayden.
Okay, the thing is, I only know him as a governor.
I used to buy my petrol from Hayden every day. That was my petrol station.
Okay.
But guess what? I stopped.
Okay, thank you very much for stopping.
You stopped.
Now listen, see, there are some companies that when they start to mention who the real chairman is, you will get angry.
You'll be shocked.
When you see the CECC,
I stopped long ago.
Getting contracts in Nigeria, the Julius Beggars getting contracts. Do you think they get contracts just like that without the interest of some politicians?
And why
automatically become shareholders in this company?
Politicians, they know how to find their way. They will be the one to say we will use 100 billion for this project. Yes, they are the one who is going to allocate it to the country. What are you talking? It's like China. China will borrow us money to do our railway. Yes, they will still be the one to collect the contract to do the what
so it's like a case of using Abu money to
that is robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's the word. That's the phrase you use. Peter to pay Paul.
So we're in a country where you cannot say anything. Not even now that the Supreme Court gave President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a favorable verdict. Now, the question comes. Once upon a time, Your Excellency, with due respect, I have to put with due respect so that I'm a Yoruba boy and I'm full of to respect with due respect and with total humility. Once upon a time, you came on national television. You said one statement, and it was "Let the poor breathe."
Hello, sir. We are being choked.
The money that we are supposed to use to breathe now, you want to use to buy tire. You want to use it to renovate your backyard.
You know one thing I noticed about this Nigerian government? They are so good at allocating contracts to things that don't matter. Like
you may think it does not matter though. Their bulletproof cars will always need a bulletproof tire. You understand? But the outrageous price. We must have a balanced discussion at this table. The outrageous price. If I had known the price of one tire, and we know the number of tire they want to buy. So if this bill is outrageous, if this amount they are putting is outrageous, everyone can come out and yell at them that why would you do this? You know the price of one tire. But in this case, who is checking the prices of this tire? How many tires are they buying?
Let me tell you reason why. Let me tell you one thing about our country. Let me quickly tell you, this is a country where a man of God, apologies, will tell you, buy this speaker, you are covered with the blood of Jesus. Buy this speaker, Romans chapter 8 verse 31. If God be for us, who can be against us? Put it on your door, the Lord will cover you. But they are driving bulletproof cars. Now let's come to politicians. What is the reason why a politician will say I want to drive a bulletproof car? Can you tell me one reason?
It's because of security issues, even though they are not supposed to. Because
I don't ask questions. I don't say further more. Wait there. Don't wait there. Now you are buying
it's not
sorry, Tom. Now listen, okay. If the country is good, if security is 100% intact,
why would we need a bulletproof? But nobody is checking all these things. That's the problem.
We are checking.
We don't force.
No, politicians are taking Nigerians for granted. We are checking. Our public officials does no longer matter.
Exactly. Where does it end? It don't end at the table. It don't end
think Toke made a valid point, and the point is this. She says, if they really wanted to be transparent, what they should do is say, we are budgeting 9 billion naira for bulletproof tires. This is how much each tire will cost. This is where we're going to make the purchase from Dunlop. Dunlop sells, give us a breakdown
of it. Then
you're carrying Nigerians along. You don't carry them along halfway.
No, those things they have breakdown of the budget.
Pardon?
There is always a breakdown of budgets.
That's what I'm saying. They should make it transparent to the people,
so
that we can all now call Dunlop on our own. How much do you sell to confirm the price? But when these things are not done, then there's a problem. So people will start to question. That's on the one hand. The main issue is, do we need to be spending that much? Every day we come to this program and we say that these people are not being sensitive, to the people's cry. Why do you keep giving the same people this contract? There are people out there who can do even better jobs, who can bring in tires.
Local
contractors. You can give them money and they will supply these things and all of that.
Have you been with a politician who has seen life, who has
I have been, like, if you ask
me, how afraid they are.
No, I have been.
They are so convinced of what goes around their environment. Everything is a threat to their life.
I have been with the politicians that I have interacted with are sensible politicians.
And those ones who ever get the chance to get to the top.
That's it.
They won't let them now.
Sensible politicians who use their own money. They don't use government funds. They use their money to fund people, to establish people, not for the purpose of politics, but because they just feel they're on humanitarian grounds. These are the people I interact with, not people who don't know what they're doing.
But there's another thing. I usually say it on this table that this problem of Nigeria starts with Nigerians, and it has eaten deep. There is nothing we cannot shy away from the truth. There is a story of a particular man inside a local government. I don't want to mention now. This man, when he started blessing people, he was blessing people who are already blessed.
What do you mean blessing?
When I say blessing, giving out gifts, and making friends, and he can just wake up one day and give 10 million to a person that already have more than 20 million. And when they were discussing that this person is a good person, I said no, this man is coming back to ask for something, and now he's out now to vie for the post of a rep in that same city. And I asked, all this money that you people have collected, do you think when he gets back there he will not look for this money? That's where the problem starts from. When you take gifts, unnecessary gifts, when you accord the honor, that undue honor to people who does not even deserve it, and at the end of the day you find these people, because you have honored them, because you have sacked their name, you find them at the ends of affair. The first thing they do is to recollect everything they have invested. They see it as investment. If I give you money and I'm back at that position, you support me to get there. I have paid you. You don't have to expect anything from me as your rep anymore. As your representative, you don't have to expect anything from me, because before I got there, I already paid you. So people also should be cautious. You don't go to public offices to start saying, have you seen where people will say, we put him there. How can he say, is it his money? He should give us this. All these things also is a kind of pressure on government officials. And at the end of the day, we are helping them to steal our money. Because if they want to give you 2 naira, they can steal 5 naira.
Okay, I'd like to ask you a question. Like, you visited a local government chairman, for example.